Good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful day in the neighborhood, although my streets will not let me be great, so please pardon the shakiness of this camera. Happy spring. I think it's supposed to be like 60 some odd degrees in my neck of the woods, which means that this is a heat wave, child. So we are grateful for it. Shout out to my fellow Taurians, my April babies and my May babies. What's up? And happy birthday. Anyway, I saw last week sometime a clip that was floating around Facebook for a movie on Amazon Prime. It looked interesting. It stars Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino, and Rihanna, and I thought, you know, this looks really interesting. I'm a huge fan of Childish Gambino's music for a while now. I think my son introduced me to him. He was on some show, Park and Rec or Community or something like that. I can't remember which. And I have seen ATL, of course. Saw his stand-up, I want to say on Netflix a few years ago. Yeah, not so much a fan of the funnies, but 2 out of the 3 ain't bad. So his music and his acting, I do enjoy. Anyway, all off topic as usual. So I checked out this movie. It's called Guava Island. To my delight and to my surprise, it contained quite a bit of music. So I don't think it qualifies as a musical because everybody didn't break out in song. Although I was kind of hoping that would be the case. There was some dancing, and there was lots of singing, and just movement, and, dance and all that kind of stuff. And so I thought that was really nice. But this is the reason why I'm doing this video. That movie left me confused as hell. Okay, so I'm assuming that the movie is somehow a subtle nod to consumerism and capitalism. I'm thinking. I'm not quite sure how to process it though. I'm really not. And here's why. So while I thought that the imagery was really nice, it's on this island. Rihanna plays an island girl, which is clearly not a stretch for her. And Childish Gambino plays like this local celebrity, just much beloved, just kind to everyone. He has some type of radio show, but he also works for this company. And I think that everybody works for this doggone company. Now, when the story opens up, or when the movie opens up, there's a bedtime story being told, and it's in cartoon form, which I found really cute. But it's a bedtime story being told, assumedly by a mom to her daughter. And so we hear kind of like the history of the island and how things came to be. And it was because of greed and corporate interests, and, not even corporate interests. It's like a hostile takeover from one group to the next. I guess that is corporate interests. Anyway, so it started kind of like this oppressive state on this island that otherwise, for all intents and purposes, would have been paradise, except for this one thing of indentured servitude. So you have this story, and then there's like kind of like a separate intertwined story of a love relationship between Childish Gambino's character and Rihanna, which y'all know that's perfect. It was cute. It was I don't know, it was cute. Like after a while it got to be a little more believable, but y'all just be honest. Anyway, I'm still stuck at the end. I'm not gonna give it away unless in case you guys want to see it. I was very disappointed in the end, primarily because, of course, American culture in particular, and then my romantic nature. Like, I need everybody to be happy and singing and skipping off into the sunset. Every movie must end like Grease. Like, you better get yourself together and reunite and, love and kiss on each other. And then sail into the sunset somehow. That's the way all movies are supposed to end, forever and ever. Amen, doggone it. And if it don't end like that and people was in love and I feel like they should have been together, I'm highly disappointed at the writers. Anyway, beyond that, I guess I kind of did give it away a little bit. Not really, because y'all really don't know what happened. I encourage you to watch it and then leave your comments below, because I was legitimately confused. I just don't know how to process that information. That's why I'm talking to y'all now, because I was with it all the way up until maybe about the last 10-15 minutes. I really was. And I'm not quite sure. It wasn't a clear-cut message for me. And maybe because, sometimes messages are outside of your peripheral because it just doesn't resonate with you. And maybe consumerism and capitalism and all those other isms don't resonate with me because I don't feel connected to those structures or to those infrastructures. And maybe that's part of the problem. Maybe it's, of course we have consumerism and capitalism here, but perhaps the way that it's packaged, as acceptable, we willingly go to factories and the plantation, as some people call it, to work for corporate interests or different ventures. We make them money and then we get not our fair share of the pie, but enough to not starve, hopefully. But many people are working very hard and very diligently and not quite living their best life. And so, perhaps that is the takeaway, that the message that, we need to be a little bit more aware of people who are not able to live their best life on the salary that they're making, not because of lack of hard work or lack of industrialism or lack of dedication or any lack whatsoever on the part of the employee, but because corporate interests and structures and policies and things of that nature, or even just the American way, prevents them from doing so. Employers are shielded from a lot of requirements and asks, and if they are asked to do something that they don't necessarily feel like they should comply with, then they sue. They sue the government, or they take a risk and not do it at all and get fined. I don't know. Maybe that's the takeaway. Now that I've worked through it, my initial shock and upset and just difficulty with processing the end of this movie. Overall, I think that I would give it a solid C+, maybe B-, only because of that. And maybe that's just my short-sightedness. And perhaps this is something that needs to be, it's not just a one-time I'm gonna look at this and all is well. Maybe I need to kind of peel back the layers on this and look at it a little bit more comprehensively. I don't know. Y'all check it out. It's on Amazon Prime. It's called Guava Island. It stars Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino, and Rihanna. Let me know what you guys think. I really would be interested to hear your perspective, because it's not, I wouldn't term it an artsy film. It's not like one of those, but I can see where there would be several overt and covert, lots of subliminals, a lot of interpretations for the imagery, and for the messaging. And maybe it's supposed to be like that. Maybe it's supposed to be multifaceted, and I'm just one-dimensional child and can't figure it out. So y'all let me know what you think, and leave your comments below, and I will talk to you later on. Y'all have a great day. Bye.